This is a story I found out about 2 weeks ago, and I still can't believe it came to fruition. A bold Cardinals fan makes a very bold move, and it's paying off big time here in Boston.
Sean Simpson is a confident guy, sure of himself and his favorite team. You'd have to be to do what Sean did when the Cardinals clinched a spot in the NLCS.
I booked the tickets as soon as Adam Wainwright struck out Pedro Alvarez in Game 5.
No, Sean hadn't planned a trip to LA to see the Cards pennant push.
I knew we were going to beat the Dodgers. No way the Dodgers were going to beat us. No way the Tigers were beating the Red Sox. I booked this over 2 weeks ago. Tickets were cheap, hotel rooms were cheap.
I told you Sean was confident. He's also sneaky. He bought 2 plane tickets, one for him and one for his dad. You booked this flight for yourself and your father, but you didn't tell your dad until the Cardinals clinched.
Correct. I didn't want to jinx it. So when we were walking out of Busch after Game 6 the other night, I let him know, and he just stared at me in disbelief and said, "You're an idiot."
But Sean smarts proved a night later when this grand slam by Boston's Shane Victorino sent the Sox to the World Series and the Simpsons to Boston.
Victorino hits that grand slam, and my dad and I just re-high-fived and said, "See you in Boston."
And all the way from St. Louis, here they are.
We had a great trip up here. Everything went real well, and we're looking forward to the Cardinals bringing home a winner.
With the way this all fell into place, I had to ask, where does he get this confidence?
I don't know. He's had it all his life. I don't know where he gets it from. Not from me, I know that. So it must be the mother's side.
That is one of those stories I still can't believe. So I asked Sean, I understand your confidence in the Cardinals, but why Boston? He said, I believe in the beard. This morning I got a sneak peek at how they get this park ready for a big game like the one here tonight. The fans at Fenway Park were roaring this morning before any fans even filed in for Game 6. It's one of the many preparations grounds director David Neller oversees to get baseball's oldest park ready for the sport's biggest games.
We stress attention to detail and tender, loving care throughout, for whether it's Game 3, Game 50, Game 6 of the World Series.
Needless to say, this crew has their bases covered, but it takes a lot of time.
We've been out here local time, 6 o'clock every morning. I noticed your crew out here not long after. Why so early in the day for an evening game?
Well, we put the tarp on last night because we had a risk of some light showers, and so we usually take the tarp off sometime between 5 and 7, depending on the time of year. And so it's Game 6, so we're not going to be sleeping in late.
As the Red Sox try to add another World Series pennant to their park, the Cardinals hope to sweep those hopes away, rolling home to St. Louis for a championship parade on their home turf. And the goal, of course, tonight for the Cardinals is to make sure that grounds crew is out tomorrow raking dirt again and not picking up confetti. Live in Boston, I'm Mike Colombo, News 4. Andre, good morning to you. I'm standing inside the Cardinals dugout here at Fenway Park, and it is a historic park. However, when it comes to this series, the Cardinals have history on their side. These teams have met 3 times in the World Series. The Cardinals have won 2 of those. Who's going to win this series? Well, we broke it down position by position. Take a look. At catcher, it's the Cards' Yadier Molina versus Boston's Jared Saltalamacchia. Yadi not only has the easier to pronounce name, he's a better all-around player. Advantage Cardinals. At first base, it's Cardinal Matt Adams, opposed by the Red Sox Mike Napoli. When the series shifts to St. Louis, designated hitter David Ortiz is scheduled to play first. Advantage Boston. The second base bag is manned by 2 of baseball's best this year, Cardinal Matt Carpenter and Boston's Dustin Pedroia. This matchup is even. Third base provides questions for both teams. Can Mr. October 2011 David Freese fix his current postseason struggles? If history repeats itself, we'll give the advantage to the Cardinals. Shortstop features slick glove work on both sides. Pete Cosma has been a rock in the infield for St. Louis, as has the Red Sox' Stephen Drew. Advantage Red Sox. In the outfield, the Cards have the edge in right and left with Beltran and Holiday over the Red Sox' Johnny Gomes. Advantage Cardinals. Cards' front-end starters are stronger than the Red Sox, but the back-enders on the Red Sox side are stronger than the Cards. We'll call this matchup even. And when it comes to the bullpen, both teams are strong with shutdown closers. Trevor Rosenthal for the Cards, Koji Uehara for Boston. Advantage, Cardinals. All right, so as you saw there, I think the Cards have the advantage in most areas, but we're here in the dugout because it may come down to both teams' benches. Here I'd give the advantage to Boston, but the Cardinals bench didn't burn them against the Dodgers, so we'll just have to wait and see. One thing is for certain, players for both teams will be up on the top step of the dugouts tonight because it should be a very exciting game.
And there goes Brock. He steals second.
When you look at this footage of the 1967 World Series, it's hard to imagine how matter-of-fact Lou Brock is about his success at Fenway Park.
I played in the World Series there and did some things back in the '67.
Did some things? Talk about your all-time understatements. 46 years later, Lou Brock is still modest, but his numbers in the '67 Fall Classic versus the Red Sox were anything but. In that series, Brock hit .414 with 3 RBIs on 12 hits, including a home run, 2 doubles, a triple, and 7 stolen bases.
We had a horse on our team by the name of Bob Gibson, and I'm sure they have Wainwright today, but we need to revenge ourselves from 2004. You know, Boston was not kind to us.
That bitter taste is still lingering for Sweet Lou. He's ready to regain
There's a thing called bragging rights that we come back home and tell everybody about. In fact, people feel proud to know that they have something to brag about.
Now, if you're wondering where we shot that interview, it was a storm shelter of sorts at Lambert Airport. We tried to be discreet, and again, he was very gracious in his time. Speaking of greats, Red Sox great Carl Yastrzemski will throw out the first pitch tonight with 4 United States Medal of Honor recipients. Let's get this one started, hopefully a Cardinal victory. Live in Boston, I'm Mike Colombo, News 4.